Okay. Choo, choo. Affirmation Station, Affirmation Station. What's today's affirmation? Welcome, sunshine, to Affirmation Station. My name is Charente Carr of JCLV 21, where I joyously coach life victory. And today, I am the conductor on this here train, where we learn how to maintain our mind, our body, and our spirit before going to our next destination. This stop has transfers to the best day ever on platform 2 or the worst day ever on platform 3. Choose wisely on how you're going to see your day today. Like every show, I'll be walking you through 4 exercises to kickstart or invigorate your day with your mind at peace, your soul feeling loved, and your body feeling right. This show is live recorded on the Wisdom app at 8 a.m. rough time to around 9 a.m., okay? Tuesdays and on Thursdays. The Wisdom app is available on iOS App Store as well as the Google Play Store on Android. This is an audio app with amazing mentors that pour in wisdom every day of the hour. Check it out. This episode, we're going to be focusing on, does your resume work for you? And if it's not, what can you actually do about that? Now, with all that being said, let's get it moving on. We're going to be starting to ease some energy that has been stagnant. Wake it up and shake it up just a little bit more. Put your hands out in front of you and start shaking. Just start shaking your hands as hard as you can, but also softly so you don't hit yourself. Stuff like that. Just keep shaking. Shake those hands. Shake those hands. Shake those hands. Keep doing it, and stop. Woo! Waking up today. So, before we even get started, you need to know the cues to listen out for today. So, if you hear this first sound, okay? Oh, snap. It's very faint. 1 second. We're going to make sure you can really hear this. Da, da, da. Oh. Whoa. Okay. That is if we're beginning a first exercise. If you hear this next sound, this means that we have completed the exercise. Give me 1 second, y'all. I'm literally having technical difficulties. I'm just like, I'm so confused. Gotta love life, right? It's a great day. And just to re-record that section, so I'm going to have to cut this out. This is why we live record. Things happen, y'all. Things happen. But that's the part about mixing and mastering for a podcast. Okay, so just make sure you guys actually hear the sounds because they just weren't coming through, and I apologize about that. So the first sound for the beginning is this. Okay. It says it's playing. I'm so confused right now. I have never had this happen to me before. What in the chimney cricket is going on? Play? Do you not want to play? What happened? Ah. You okay? Okay. Gotta talk to my speaker. Okay, be kind to it. So it shall work. Now let's try this one more again. Because Charente don't give up. I'm sure that's one thing you should know about me. I don't give up. Now when I want you to know what this is so you can actually follow along. Okay. So if you hear this next sound, this is what you hear when you first begin an exercise. This next sound and this last sound is in regards to when we complete an exercise, also known as mission completion. Now that we know the sounds that abound on this ground, let's head over to exercise number 1 to have some fun. This first exercise is called Say It and Claim It. It is all about speaking words of affirmation. So if you're feeling down, remember it is A-OK to frown. Just remember to speak yourself back up with saying compliments to yourself or I love you, best friend. Now, here are the instructions. Say these affirmations with me inside of your mind with a beautiful imagination of yours. Or say these affirmations out loud with that beautiful voice of yours. If you want that maximum benefit, say these affirmations in front of a mirror or your front camera. Now it's time to repeat after me to keep you free. I love myself. I trust myself. I value myself. I write my own story. I am creative. I am confident. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. Every day in every way, I'm getting better and better. Every day in every way, my life gets better and better. My success is inevitable. You can stop repeating after me. I love affirmations. They just fill my cup up in the morning. I am so proud of you for also filling up your cup this morning and speaking that life into yourself on today. Now let's head to our next exercise, AA. Oh, it's a great day. This next exercise is called the breeze of breathing. This is where we focus on our life force, our chi, our prana, if you will. Breathing is a natural thing our body does without us even asking. Today, we are going to consciously breathe, and it allows us to energize our body, focus our mind, and tap into our inner light that powers us up to say what it's due, though. Here are the instructions. There are 4 sets, so please listen out for how your body is currently in this moment. If you're lying down, this first set of instructions is for you. I would love for you to tense your entire body for 10 seconds and then release it and then do it again. And after you do that, feel the support of the surface beneath you. Your shoulders should already be relaxed. Your whole body should. And then go ahead and close those eyes. If you are driving right now, move your booty from side to side. Get comfortable in that ride. Sit up straight, relax your shoulders, and keep your eyes open. Safety, importante. Pay attention to the road, please. Thank you. If you are not driving, this next set of instructions is for you. You get to move your booty from side to side and plant your feet on the ground if you're sitting down. Relax those shoulders and go ahead and close your eyes for better focus. And if you must, just keep them open. That's okay. And lastly, if you are standing up and or walking, stand up straight, relax your shoulders. If you want to close your eyes, you have to first stop walking and then find somewhere where there's a support just in case you need to sit down. Just heads up. Okay? Now, today, we are going to be doing the equal breathing technique, and it goes a little something like this. We're going to inhale through our nose for 4 counts. We're going to exhale through our mouth for 4 counts. We're going to do this 7 times. Point blank, simple. Please note, if you start feeling lightheaded, please soften and slow your approach, or simply stop. If you're pregnant or think you're pregnant, do not hold the breath. Just breathe slow and follow along. Now, let's begin. In through the nose. 2, 3, 4. Out. 2, 3, 4. In. 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 2, 3, 4. Out. 2, 3, 4. One more time. In. 2, 3, 4. Out. 2, 3, 4. Exercise completed. Eat it. I'll be bringing up my guest shortly. We're first going to complete the next 2 exercises, and then I'll be bringing guests up for the person currently in the queue. I ain't going to call you out, but I'm going to let you know. We're going to wait a little bit more for the show to pass on. Cool. Okay. Oh, snap. I'm about to talk about it, and I haven't been done it yet. Now that our body is relaxed, we're moving to this next exercise, and it is called Tap It In. In this exercise, we're going to be doing the emotional freedom technique, also known as EFT tapping, which is an alternative therapy for anxiety, post-traumatic stress disorder, chronic pain, weight loss, fibromyalgia, and many, many other conditions. This technique to me is form of self-love, because you are literally touching on energy points on your body to move the energy and pairing that with words of affirmation, also known as intentions. Powerful stuff, I tell you. Pause for the cause. This is a moment where I give you a brief disclaimer for this exercise. This exercise is not recommended if you're currently driving or operating heavy machinery. And if you are pregnant, please stay gentle with your body. PSA over. And so today, we're going to be doing 4 taps, and they're going to be on the majority on the hand. And that's going to be the thumb, the index finger, as well as the middle finger. And we're going to lock all that in by tapping on the thymus, also known as the Tarzan tip. So, but I have to tell you first things first. Before I even tell you why we're doing what we're doing, how to do what we're going to do, I got to give you the first things first. You got to accept what you're feeling right now. Just know whatever you're feeling is simply part of your alert system. It is the background music that is playing in the story of your life, and you are the main character, okay? And all those emotions are needed. They're a part of the human experience, and they're all okay. There's no shame here. Feel what you're going to feel and accept it. Thank you for accepting you. Now, just so you also are aware, when we are doing the taps, we're pairing it with the affirmation. And the affirmations we're going to repeat are going to be from Say It and Claim It exercise, because why not lock those in? Same repetition, you know? So the first tap you're going to be doing is tapping on the thumb. The reason why we tap on the thumb is because it dissolves negative thinking, judgment, self-righteousness, grief, and loss, which allows acceptance of self and others, healing from loss, and the ability to see the positives in life. And how to do this tap is literally I'll do a thumbs up, if you will, on one of your hands, and then take your other hand and literally just tap on that thumb. You're just tapping on that thumb. Be gentle with yourself. You can use 2 fingers. Just start tapping on it, on where you would do a fingerprint. That's the area, not the bottom, but the top. Okay. Now, the index finger, because I told you we're going to do the index. The reason why we do this one is because it dissolves the difficulty of forgiving yourself and letting go of past hurts, which allows self-forgiveness, releasing the past, and being more joyful and peaceful in the present moment. How to do this tap is do a pointer finger, like you're going to point at somebody, and go ahead and point your finger up and just start tapping on that top fleshy part. Like I said, that you'll be using for a fingerprint on a piece of paper. Just tap on that area. And that's it for that one. Now for that middle finger. Okay, I know you're like, Charente, that's used to curse people out. But it also has other uses. So the reason why we tap on the middle finger is because it dissolves anxiety and sexuality issues. Whatever that may look like or whatever that may be. Okay, which allows bonding, relaxation, generosity, acceptance of self and others, as well as trust. Okay, how to do this tap? Go ahead and put your middle finger out if you want to, or put your whole hand out to make it less like you're cussing yourself out. You could do that if you want to, but the main point of you tapping on the middle finger is to tap on that fleshy part that you'll be doing the fingerprint with and just have that vibration going, okay? Now, the last tap that we're doing, also known as the Tarzan tap, aka the thymus. This point on the body actually activates and balances the immune system. So it's literally a great point that you can do daily to help you with your physical health and keeping it in tune. As well as tapping also anchors in all that new balance of the dissolving and allowing that we're doing with the tapping and the affirmations, okay? So, how to do this tap? I love this tap. This is a fun tap because you can do a whole bunch of different ways, which simply means you can tap with your fingers, you can tap with your fist, but be gentle with yourself. You can massage the area. All of these things stimulate this point. And it's really the point right between your breast. It's that chest bone right there. That is where you're tapping. And then, mind you, all Tarzan did was add a yell. Like, ah, that's it. Okay, that's where your thymus is. That's what we're tapping on. So, now that you know everything that you need to know, let's go ahead and begin the exercise. We're going to go ahead and start out with the thumb. Start tapping on it. I'm going to let you know when to switch what you're tapping. I'm also going to let you know when to pause, start, and stop repeating after me. So, while continuing to tap on your thumb, repeat after me. I love myself. I trust myself. I honor myself. I value myself. Pause repeating after me. Switch to tapping on the index finger. Resume repeating after me. I write my own story. I am creative. I am confident. Pause repeating after me. Switch to tapping on the middle finger. Resume repeating after me. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. Pause, tapping on your middle finger and switch to put your hand in fist or tapping on that chest bone. Now resume repeating after me. Every day and in every way, I'm getting better and better. Every day and in every way, my life gets better and better. My success is inevitable. Stop repeating after me. Stop tapping on your thymus. I feel good. I hope you feel good. I feel good. We can feel good together. And I'm very proud of you for taking the time to love on yourself this morning. We just have one more exercise and then we're going to be talking about some things. Okay? I'm excited. Are you excited? I'm excited. So, let's go. This is the final exercise of the day. This is called Where We Vent Gratitude AA. This is where we take the time to vent some gratitude for whatever we want to appreciate and uplift. The instructions are very, 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 very simple. Just start out by saying thank you and then start listing whatever it is that you're thankful for. We do this in a rampage style, so that simply means that we're going in on whatever it is that you're grateful for until the exercise comes to a close. When you hear the mission completion sound, also known as ding, 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 which you will, like I said, you'll know that's the way we're stopping, yo. That's the stopping point right there. That's the stopping point. And if you want to be writing this down, if you don't want to speak it out, that is okay too. You can do both. Whatever works for you. Now let's go ahead and simply begin. Thank you, God, for this day. Thank you, God, for shelter over my head. Thank you for the breakfast that I ate this morning and the variety of it. Thank you, God, for this walk this morning. Thank you for keeping me warm in this cold weather, because you know I don't like the cold. So thank you so much for keeping me warm. Thank you, God, for my dog not pulling me today on our walk. Thank you. I greatly appreciate that. Thank you, God, for all the love and support that I receive on a constant basis from a lot of different people. Thank you, God, for the wisdom and the knowledge that you have helped me acquire. Thank you, God, for water. Thank you so much, God, for water. I love me some water. So thank you, God, for that. Thank you, God, also for me being a woman and things flowing. Thank you, God, for my creativity. Thank you, God, for this podcast. Thank you, God, for everyone that has swiped through or is currently listening to the sound of my voice or will be listening to this on the replay. Thank you for each and every single one of them. Thank you that they are prospering. Thank you that they are abundant. Thank you that they are kind. Thank you that they are love embodied. Thank you that they know their worth and they live it every single day. And that's where it ends. Today's a great day. La 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 la. That's where I'm at right now. Oh, okay. Now that we've shown ourselves some love, it's time to celebrate, because you just being you is just simply great. Just an amazing job. Just always amazing job. Today's topic, and then we're going to bring Curdy J in, is, does your resume work for you? And if it doesn't, do you even know what to do? For the tips, because if anyone else wants to come up, you're more than free, and let me know, does your resume work for you? What have you found to really work for you and really get you in front of a person to then have an interview? Let me know. But for right now, I'll be telling you a little bit highlights. So when you're doing your resume, you don't want to put everything in there. Like, not everything, because you want to make sure that you're tailoring your resume for the job that you're actually applying for. So let me give you an example. So let's say that I was applying for a customer service position. I'm going to make sure that the jobs that I was majority customer service, those are going to be super highlighted, and I'm going to articulate, aka write down, what I did to be the best customer service representative that I could be. And what did I actually do? What were my functions? What was I over and supervising? Was I supervising people? Was I leading people? Was I training people? I put that all there, put my accomplishment there, that highlights my experience to let them know that I am that person that they're looking for. But I'm not saying that you should not keep a master list of all your jobs. You should. You should also keep a master list of all your references too. And I say that because sometimes your references can change based off the job that they're wanting you to get a reference check on. So making sure that you know the list of contacts and still reaching out to them and saying, hey, is this so cool if I send people your way when it comes to being my reference? And majority of the time, they don't have any issues whatsoever. And I will say that think of this as your brag file. Okay, you open up and like, dang, I've done all these things, but you tailor it. Okay. The next thing is that you always want to put your best stuff above the fold, which simply means best stuff on top. Don't put it in the middle. Don't put it at the bottom. Put it at the top. Because the thing is that when you, I've been in recruiting, specifically HR, for like 7 years. They skim. We skim resumes. Skim. If it's not easy to see your experience generally off the first couple of lines from the thing, I'm moving on to the next resume. The other person in the hiring department is way moved on from your resume. Or some companies have a resume parser that will literally look at it and see if you're even eligible based off the job description and what your resume says. So make sure you have your stuff and make sure your best stuff is on the top, okay? And if you are not switching careers, you do not have to have an objective statement. Just point blank simple, okay? And as always, keep this in reverse chronological, which simply means your present job right now to the oldest job, okay? And if you can, I would recommend, if you really don't have no experience, just keep it to 1 page. But if you actually are experienced, have 2 pages. I'm going to say this one more time. If you're in the professional field, corporate specifically, okay, have 2 pages. Have 2 pages if you can have 2 pages. And include the softwares that you know. Because the thing is that also is a selling point depending on what type of job that you're about to apply to. Such as, I'm going to use the customer service example. Hey, what experiences do you have with these systems like Salesforce, Zendesk? Okay, have you ever used Jira before? These are just different ticketing systems. Okay, saying you know those things would actually say, oh, they already know this. So this is going to be super easy to train them. You got to make sure you put your stuff, okay? 2 pages. 2 pages. And then I will also say this is that formatting. Keep it simple. I repeat, keep it simple. I'm not saying like use basic fonts, Helvetica, Arial, Century Gothic, Times New Roman. Font size, 10 to 12. 10 to 12. Okay, you want to make this easy on the manager's eyes. And then find out different ways that you can stand out. For me, one way that I stand out when it comes to my resume is I actually have graphics for the softwares that I know kind of thing. And it looks really, really pretty and it's aesthetically pleasing. Plus, I also use blue accents on my resume because blue also is indicative of communication. So I'm just like, Basha. And people really like it. I generally get like, I loved your resume. It was just so pretty. And I'm just like, hey, that got me in. That got me in. It's the good thing. So carefully stand out. I do not recommend red or purple or anything like that. Look at what power colors are and use those colors in your resume if you're going to actually use color. Because there's psychology to everything, y'all. Psychology. So make sure you have your contact info prominent, okay? I'm going to say this. I'm going to say this. I'm going to be kind when I say this. Do not put your address. I'll repeat one more again. Do not put your address. That is your personally identifiable information, also known as PII. This information can get used by someone else for nefarious reasons. So you don't want to be just putting your resume out everywhere. That is protected information. So protect yourself before you wreck yourself. Don't put that there. If you want to put, like, if you live in Orange, California, you can put Orange, California. Okay, Santa Ana, California. Tucson, Arizona. Whatever that looks like. But you don't have to put your zip code. Because there has been times where employers have discriminated based off the location of the person because they willingly gave the information up. So don't put it. Don't put it. Thank you. And then the next thing, make sure that you have your phone number and a professional email address. This doesn't have to be your work address, but hear me out though. I have seen some, oh my God, emails where we have literally have cracked up, but we're like, this has to be a child because it has some very inappropriate words in the actual email address, or it's like a play on words that is just very uncomfortable. Use a professional, your first name, your last name at Gmail, your first dot last name at Gmail, your whatever. But do not, when I say this, use an inappropriate email because we're going to look at you weird. And we may or may not even move forward your application just based off your email address. So, yeah, I'm just going to say, be mindful of that. Best foot forward, y'all. Best foot forward. And lastly, if you want the hiring manager to be able to look at you from another perspective, like online, go ahead and put your LinkedIn profile, especially if it's for a professional job. That's also where you can have all your experience there. That can be your master list if you want it to be. And then the person can actually see what you have, see if you already have references on your profile and recommendations. And it's a very good another look at who you are as a potential employee. Next, like I said, design for skimmability. Majority of managers that I personally have met and have worked with, about 15 to 30 seconds that they actually look at the resume and then they move on to the next. Generally speaking, I have worked for hospitality brands as well as retail and a whole bunch of other ones. And I will say this is that they don't have much time. They generally have like hundreds of resumes to go through and see who from those hundreds they're actually going to interview. So you wanted to make sure it's easily skimmable. And then make sure if you don't know what you're doing and you need help, get some professional help. You can always message me at podcast@jclv21.com, and I will more than happily help you with this. I actually have joy doing this. It's a lot of fun. And I'm also going to give you this because you should know this. If you want to just do it yourself and use a website that's going to give you examples and different like keywords that you can put in your resume to make it sound top tier, it's called resumebuilder.com. I'll repeat that. resumebuilder.com. I'm not affiliated with none of these places, but I will give you what has gotten a lot of people jobs because I've been able to pull that information and then put it into a really pretty resume. That's my little hack right there. And the resume look is whatever you want it to be. You can find resume templates on Microsoft if you have Microsoft Word. You can also find resume templates on Google Docs as well if you have a Google account. So there's lots of things that are very accessible and free $99 compared to you actually having to pay $99 to above for someone to further assist you. Okay. Let's see here. Let's say that you don't have any relevant information. Okay. If you don't have any relevant information, do not panic. There's things called transferable skills. Okay. So let me give you what that looks like. For me personally speaking, I have been in multiple different industries doing multiple different things. I have been customer service, but I've also have been HR, and now I'm HR IT. Okay. So I've transferred quite a few times, and what I looked for is if they're like, well, we require you have this many years of customer service. Well, bet. I have customer service from Banana Republic. I have customer service from Macy's. I have customer service from my UPS job where I was a customer service representative for 3 years. I have experience, and then including doing customer service or client services when I worked for Google. So I was able to put and highlight those things saying I was able to do that. And then when I went into the Workday IT stuff, they're like, well, where's your experience? I was like, well, when I was working for the MGM property, I was working in Workday and I was doing configurations, integrations. I was doing this, and this. And then they also saw I had experience with another platform by the name of Zendesk. Those main two things I truly believe got me in the door to my most recent job. I'm almost positive. And the reason I say that is because I already have the experience And then you can also see from my resume, the highlights is I have saved $12.9 billion companies, not one, multiple, millions. I'm going to say that one more time, millions. And I put that on my resume because I was doing the analytics and I knew how much money I was saving them with what I was saying, what the decisions I was making, and also letting you know my research to back those things and then following through with what I said. Come on now. So based off all that, you have relevant experience if you look for it. And also, this is also where you can jump in on new projects at your job, and that also helps you in the long run, but don't do it to a point where they're overworking you because you allow them to. Okay? There's a way to do that. And then let's see here. Don't forget to add the numbers. Numbers. People like numbers. Percentages, numbers, money amounts. Tell them what you did. How did you make things more efficient? Stuff like that. And then in addition to that, I will say this, is that if you have worked for a church or any like other nonprofit, that's still something to put on your resume. Like, because I have some individuals that are just coming into the workforce and they're like, well, I don't have any work experience, but I'm like, what did you do in high school? And they're like, oh, well, I did this, and this. And I was like, so you learned administrative skills as well as how to follow directive, as well as you learned how to train people. And he's like, yeah, I learned all those things. I know how to do all those things. I was like, then why aren't they on your resume? And he's like, what? And I was like, yes, those things count. So if you're a parent and you're hearing me, remind your child that they can put those experiences that they have in high school, such as Eagle Scouts, Boy Scouts, Girl Scouts, cheerleading, because that's also a thing, especially if they're a cheer captain or anything like that, and training other people into doing dance and all that stuff. Government, dude, like I can keep going on. Like there's a lot of things within that, or they're actually volunteering at church or doing something like that. That is all work experience. So don't let your baby sleep on that, because that is work experience. Okay. Don't forget to use the keywords that are actually in the job description. Those are very, very important. There is a website called, one second. I'm going to triple check before I tell you. Jobscan.co. And on here, this is where you can literally plug in your resume and the job description, and it's going to tell you if your resume is going to be able to be picked based off if you're using the keywords or not, or phrases that they're looking for in the first place. And you do not have to pay for it. Just look at what they say and then start tweaking what they give you for free. Generally speaking, that will work just fine. And then when it comes to where your experience and education play out, because everyone's different with where they want to put their stuff. If you are a recent graduate, go ahead and put your education after your experience, okay? Because sometimes a lot of positions, education is work experience is yeah. Because work experience really can get you over. At least for me, it has, because I have my associates in business, and because I have a few years of the other stuff. That's 2 years is the education plus the 4 years. That's 6 years of experience. So when they're asking that questionnaire, I can say it's 6 years of experience, not just 4 years, because I have that 2-year degree. Okay, cool. Make sure you got here. I'm giving you all the tips and all the secrets because you deserve it. Do not forget to skip the dates for your graduation date. You do not have to put when you began. You have to put when you end. Okay? End. Same thing. Highlight your honors. Do not highlight your GPA. I'm going to be absolutely kind when I say this. We don't care about your GPA. Unless you're doing a college internship program, then yes, because they do have to look at that, because they generally are trying to go with the best of the best. And if you're trying to go for a hospitality brand, the more Ivy League, the more likely they're going to also bring you in. I will also say that. List out your skills, show them some personality, okay? And then go ahead and I will also say this, is that there is a website that I'm going to find for you before I end this section because it was like just really, 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 really cool. And it was in regards to, there's a website out there that literally lists all interview questions for behavioral. And that will give you a really good idea based off the industry and position that you're going for, what questions you may or may not be asked. And that will also get you ready to actually talk about yourself and highlight the areas that you want to highlight, because you are technically marketing yourself to the company and saying, well, this is what I've done. This is what I do. You going to hire me? Yeah or no? But not really saying yeah or no like that. But going to the interview, having the conversation. So I cannot find it right now, but you can search it up and find it for yourself. It does exist. Okay. And the only other thing that I will say is, do not put references upon request. If they want it, they'll ask you for it. That's not needed. That's wasted space. And then don't forget to proofread. And lastly, make sure you name your file smartly. So instead of a resume, save it as your first last name resume. It makes it super easy for the hiring manager to find your resume. And then lastly, save it as a PDF rather than a doc, because a PDF, it's going to make sure that your formatting does not change, nothing moves, and it stays all looking pretty. So PDF, and you're like, Charente, I don't know how to do that, or the website I have is not making it easy. I love mypdf.com. I love mypdf.com. It's a free website that you can go to that will convert it from a Word document into a PDF for you for free. And then it's also where you can deconstruct things and a whole bunch of other stuff. So I hope this all helps you out. And I hope that your resume works for you. And if it doesn't, that you're able to get it to that top tier. And if not, go ahead and reach out to me, and I'd love to assist you with that. And that is at podcast@jclv21.com. That is for the talk for today, but we're not done. It can never end. Yeah. So now bringing up Curdy J. Hey.
Look at the timer. Hey.
How you
ready?
Mm-hmm.
There it is. I may have to come up twice, but I wanted to know if you wanted to hear from Samurumi from 3 cards I pulled for you, because you had gone out and coincidentally pulled out 3 cards for me.
I will say this. At the end of the show, let's do that.
I'll see if I can be on.
If not, send it to me on Instagram.
I'll do that. Do you have the Rumi by Elena Fairchild's deck?
No, but I got a whole bunch of new decks. They came in the mail yesterday.
I know, we just keep doing it. So here's my question for you. Because you have a great deal of decks. What should be the next thing? I just got Moonology, by the way.
Yay! Honestly, it's whatever you're called to. Like,
that's what Taryn was saying. She was like, go to the store. And I was like, what, are you stalking me? You know where I live? You know, whatever. But she was being funny, and I was being funny too. So I was like, she's like, you need to go to this store. And I'm like, how about if I go to this store and whatever? But so I have I've always been turned on to Rumi, but Messages from the Spirits of Nature, Rumi, and Moonology. And I'm trying to think what the next deck
you can always do Past Life or an Angel deck or
Angel deck. Yeah, I was thinking. I thought I was going to go down that road.
It's really, honestly, like I said, it's whatever you want, because they also have flower decks and herb decks too.
Nice.
Those are pretty cool. And they also give you some gardening tips too. So I think it's really cool. Just going to be honest here. So that's
there you go.
Honestly, whatever you want, because there's a plethora of stuff. And also, let's say this: look on Amazon, look on Etsy.
Yeah.
And if you want the real deep discounts, AliExpress. I'll give you my plug, AliExpress. Can't make this up. Ships from China, but it's deep discounts.
Yep. And Akeem gave me his deep discount at Barnes & Noble. But it's all about feeling out the deck, too. That's what Taryn was saying. It's you got to go and actually feel it. You just can't view it online. But I was always drawn towards the Moonology and all that stuff. Does your resume work for you? It has to keep changing.
Jack of all trades or going into different careers?
It could be a lot of different things. But depending on what career you go into, you have to adjust to it. So that's the adaptation of, you have to sell yourself, right? Mm-hmm. So it's how do you do that? Well, let me bring in all my best things that I've done, and here it is. But a lot of companies don't like you working for certain companies, or they don't like the fact that you've mixed a bunch of different companies in the broader spirit of time, because we were meant to be, I'm going to try to sum this up in 30 seconds. We were meant to be in one job for our whole life. I've never found that to be correct. But being an entrepreneur is the greatest experience that you can ever imagine. And it takes time and patience. And yes, you're going to be broke as heck. I was going to use the F word, but I won't. But until that day happens, when it does come to fruition, it's awesome.
I love that. Thank you so much, Curdy J, for coming up and sharing that with me and having a mini talk about Oracle decks. Because don't be scared of it. It ain't woo-woo, witchcraft, nothing like that. God talks through everything. Everything. If you want to learn from a flower, God can teach you through a flower. Everywhere. God can teach you when you're driving a car. And when a bug hits your windshield. Or when bees are flying around you and you're trying to figure out why. God is everywhere. So, don't be scared. Don't be scared. Don't be scared. Hey, hero, it don't hurt you, man. Trust me. And the thing is, you don't have to buy it. No. I always got to tell you about the gifts that are available to you for free. If you head over to jclv21.com, this is where you can go to click on check-in form. This is my life check-in form that I have created to help you see where you are in your mind, your health, your career, and your finances, so that you have a snapshot of your before, and then you'll have a snapshot of your after. You don't technically even have to work with me as your coach. I just create this for you because this just helps people just get a better frame of mind of where are they truly at, and they can actually then make action steps to say, I want to get better in this, this, and this. Because now I know, and I've asked myself those questions to be the best version of me. Another gift that I have for you is if you head to affirmationsstationshow.wordpress.com. This is where you can listen to all the replays of Affirmation Station Show, or type this into your favorite Spotify, Apple Podcasts, your favorite podcasting streaming platform, and you'll find Affirmation Station Show, all the replays. You'll also hear the additional effects as well as intro music, background music during the exercise for Zen. It's for Zen, y'all. And it's a lot of fun. So go ahead and check that out. And if you're looking for community, go ahead to Lighten Up Your Life with Charente Community on Facebook, or head to jclv21.com and click on community. And lastly, if you're just looking for daily affirmations from me, because you're like, child, I just need to be encouraged on the daily. What can I do? Well, you can follow me on Twitter. You follow me on Instagram, TikTok, Pinterest. I post, LinkedIn. I post everywhere, y'all. So follow me on any of those websites. It's generally always going to be Charente Carr. Charente Carr. CHARENTE. CARR. Oh, snap, crackle, pop, it's time for this train to head out the station. Full steam ahead. I'm not saying you gotta get out of bed. I'm not giving you time off work because I am not your manager. All I'm saying is that we're headed to the next destination. I want to thank you so much for listening and riding with me to Affirmation Station. You may now exit the train and head to your next destination. There are transfer lines available to the best day ever on platform 2 or the worst day ever on platform 3. Choose wisely on how you're going to see your day on today. I will see you back here on Thursday for another amazing episode of Affirmation Station. Check that out between 8 to 9 a.m. for the live audience. And for those listening on the replays, thank you so much for all that you do. I hope that you continue to have an amazing day. For all of you listening and all of you, just, I love you guys so much. So I love you to infinity beyond, and I will definitely, guys, talk to you later. Ta-ta for now. Affirmation Station, Affirmation Station. What's today's affirmation? Ta-ta. Thank you so much for listening to this new episode of Affirmation Station Show. Remember to rate and review on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or your favorite podcast streaming platform. Be sure to give me a follow or DM me on Instagram at Charente Carr your key takeaways and your thoughts on this episode and what future topics I should cover. That's all for now. Until next time, see you.